Okay, we're going to unbox our Royal Tiger Steyr 1880 straight pull rifle. Now, it did a little bit better with the box, but there was a hole here, and of course they stuck it back. As you can see, the barrel probably came out during the shipping process, and of course they just shoved it up against the wall of the house, and there it is. So there's been a lot of complaints about this company, and people go, well, why are you buying anything from them again? A lot of people got some raw deals, but with the antiques, when they have their flash sales, what they do with this, generally these rifles go for about 800 bucks. Of course, yeah. And that's what he gets for them. But he had a flash sale, and I got this one for about 500. And again, a little bit better box, better than how they ship the Carcanos. A little bit of bubble wrap, trying to make an improvement. But, I got some more bubble wrap. Alright. Basically, this is what we ended up with. And yes, just like the other guy, have a few problems. Not too terrible in general, but let's take a look. Closer look at it. Okay, let's see how bad of a deal we got. First off, these things, when you do find them, they don't come up that often. You don't see them like on the gun broker. They go for $7,500, $800. All right. And granted, this example, I ordered this during the flash sale, and I got it in 2 weeks. Okay, and as usual, their packing is, and it's better than it has been, but still ain't the greatest. So, condition-wise, there was another individual that ordered one of these way back in the summer, and it took like 3 months. They sent him the wrong gun, and they sent him one, and it's obviously looking like they're all in the same condition. This one here, even though the stock looks pretty good here, it's got both sling swivels. Okay, the wear on this and the finish, I've seen a lot worse. This isn't too terrible finish-wise on the metal. These guns do not have a lot of markings on them, but it's got the Steyr mark, and I believe 1890, that's this other, the 90 would be 1890 this was taken into service. The little volley sight thing I think is in there but stuck, but the little point for the volley sight itself has been broken off here. And the sight is operational complete, a little loose there. And it is one of the ones where they've remodified it and screwed this on. So I forget what model that is. 1888 or 1890 it could be. I'm not quite sure. I have to look that up. But front sight's there. I thought that might have get broken off, and the stacking swivel's there. And like I said, it has a bit of wear to it, but not horrible. I've seen them worse. Okay, and then we'll go over, there's a few parts missing, but we'll look at it from the other side, and that's what we're going to see. There's where our crack is in the stock. Alright, then the view from the other side here, like I said, wear, all that other fun stuff. Magazine looks alright. There's some finish left on it. the plate looks pretty worn. The numbers are almost wore off on the sight. Serial number's legible. And this is where we have our crack. Right here in the wrist. Kind of comes up around in there. Not horrible. It can be fixed with some acroglass and probably a brass screw. You know, I can do it. Some of that hokey primer's hammered in to the stock here, whatever the hell they did there in Ethiopia. And the serial number, I think, may even match the stock. The serial number was on the other side, or is it on this side on the stock? I think it's 6.3 and obliterated, and 636. So it could be. It could be stock's original. This is loose, so it's like somebody took it apart. The safety lever is missing. There's a piece here missing. I have to go examine my other one to see exactly what is not there. And the other individual that did the video on YouTube, his is going to arrive the same way. This piece was missing, and let me get it back. So the safety is missing here, and the extractor is missing from the bolt right here. That's just not even present. So this thing arrived fairly the same way the other guy got it. For $5 and some change, I'm not going to say I'm totally upset. These are kind of tough to come by. And after the flash sale was ended, now he's got them back up to 800 bucks. For 800 bucks, no, this isn't worth it. For the flash sale, 500, I'm assuming it's okay. But what I'm going to do is try to clean the bore out and see what we have in terms of the bore. And I'll show you how to get the bolt out of this here. Alright, so we want to get the bolt out. What we do is when we have it in the rearward position, we take one nickel, US nickel, and kind of get that wedged in there. What that's going to do is help hold us up. And we go and take this lever, pull it out, to remove the bolt. And there you go. Locking lever, everything like I said. The extractor is missing. And I forget how we can just... And I believe the firing pin is in there. Bolt head is in there. Oh hell, we'll just take it. Let's see. And yes, we have firing pin protrusion, so the firing pin, the gun will fire. Alright, so now the big question is the bore. Take a quick look down there. Gotta get my bore light. Alright, I've checked the condition of the bore, and I tried cleaning it. The patches come out blacker than hell, and it's about gone. It's really corroded bad. There's some traces of rifling, but not too good. And also, if you notice, this is how it came, where this is loose. And I noticed that in the videos he made showing these rifles, the guns look like they've been disassembled or left loosened or something, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm going to try to take this apart real quick, and then we'll look at it disassembled here in a minute. But it was already loose. There, see that? That's the way it showed up, so that's kind of strange too. Alright. Okay, after trying unsuccessfully, I got this front screw loose. But this one appears to be battered, bashed, and locked in there. So I couldn't get the barrel bands off and totally disassemble the gun. I did get the trigger guard off. We'll look at the stock there, not too horrible. The crack and that can probably be fixed fairly easily and stabilized. I know a lot of people don't like the cracks in the stock, but for a 120-year-old gun, what are you going to do? Or a 30-year-old gun. So for right now, I'm not going to fool with this or try to disassemble it anymore. I'll work on it when I have the time. So I'm going to put these screws back together, screw this back on, and then we'll slide the bolt up in there and we'll get this thing wrapped up. Alright, to get the bolt back in, and when I did tighten these screws down, the gun went together fairly well. So what we're going to do is, with our nickel placed there to keep the tension, we're going to get it started here. Then we're going to pull this out. Ah, there we go. Alright, got it lined up. Take the nickel out. Don't need it no more. And home we go. So the firing pin is intact. There's a couple pieces missing in the bolt. So now I got it back together. We'll do a conclusion on this. Okay. Our Royal Tiger 1888 Steyr. I think I see why he loosened that, because of that crack in there. If you wanted an example, I mean, outwardly the gun, other than missing the extractor and the safety and the screw, is fairly complete. There is a pretty major crack here in the wrist, which that turns off a lot of people. Stacking swivel is there. I don't know if these things, no, they didn't have cleaning rods in them, I don't believe. So the gun is somewhat complete, not 100%. And actually, you know, other than the crack, the wood ain't too terrible on this. And when you do find these, okay, the bores are usually, well, this bore is exceptionally bad. Usually they're pretty well worn and dark. But this one, this gun got battered and used. I believe they were given as war reparations to the Italians, and the Italians sent these out to the colonies. I wish it would have had a colonial mark on its stock, and that would have been a cat's ass, but it didn't. But all in all, if you wanted somewhat of a decent example, just a type example, not to shoot, okay, that's another thing. You know, the guy takes you to the goat barn where these guns were stored, so you know they're going to be in rather piss poor condition. With the flash sale being it was $4.99, so it'll come out to $500 and something. That's, you know, it ain't a bargain, but paying $4.99 for this and what I received, I can swallow a little bit better than paying $7.99, okay, and getting this. All right, I wouldn't be happy. So it's a toss-up. Again, it's up to you. You know, people go, why would you do this with, you know, Royal Tiger, the packaging and everything? Well, it's hard to find these, and it is an interesting gun. And if you're the type of collector that would just want to clean this up, which, you know, if I get that screw out of there, I may be able to do that. Clean this up, patch the stock up, and have something as a type example, because they are kind of, they're not that easy to find, put it that way. Much like the Russian Baradin. Now the Russian Baradin I was really happy with, because the bore in it was good. It must be they didn't shoot them a lot, but they did saw down the full-length rifle and it's monkeyed up. But the Baradin did have the Ethiopian King Mannlicher on there, which in the future it's going to be more of an unusual collector's item. See, when you get into these older guns, you know, you guys want to get them and go out and shoot them and everything. Well, you know, I doubt it. I might shoot this just to see if I can knock the crud out of the barrel. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not terrible. I believe if I take this gun out somewhere, I can find someone that would want it and pay me my money back. I didn't like pay $900 for it altogether, and then, you know, I'm not going to find someone readily willing to pay me back or get my money out of it. Or you can disassemble it for parts. Okay, there's $500 worth of parts there. All right, so that's my conclusion on this. If you can get something like this on a flash sale, like I said, you know, yeah, it's not the greatest deal, but it ain't the worst one neither. All right, so you gotta look at it and take it for what it is. All right, thank you.